This is a report for AP Radio Portfolio from Pete Mobilia, WPOP Hartford. Subject is Potato Museum. Report coming now in 3, 2, 1. Back in 1975, Thomas Hughes became interested in the potato while teaching at the International School in Brussels. What started out as a project for his fifth grade class has now become a collection of more than 5,000 items. All have something to do with the potato.
We're trying to encourage people to look at their own potato heritage and to communicate with us so that we can help preserve local potato history. People have unusual uses for potatoes and remedies and folk cures in the old days in every region, and as well as local recipes.
There are about 25,000 museums in the world, but there is only one devoted to the potato. And Thomas Hughes has it. It's at his home in a Belgian village about 15 miles outside of Brussels. And Hughes says it's not just sacks and sacks of the different varieties of potatoes. By the way, he tells us there are 10,000 different kinds of potatoes. Hughes says he has exhibits, and he has tools used in the growing of potatoes, utensils used in the cooking of potatoes, and he has displays on the Colorado beetle. That's the potato farmer's #1 enemy. And Hughes says he even has potato movies. Yes, potato movies, says Thomas Hughes, who asserts the role of the potato in the history of the world extends far and wide.
People have lived on potato diets alone, in some cases over 167 days, and potatoes have been influential to artists such as Vincent van Gogh, who did a painting, The Potato Eaters, and we have books of poetry and even songs about potatoes. Did you know that Louis Armstrong, one of his first big hits was Potato Head Blues?
The potato has played a central role in the economy of some countries, such as Ireland in the 1840s, when the Great Potato Famine resulted in starvation and a great wave of Irish immigration to the United States. But Hughes says the problem wasn't the potato itself. He says it was a relatively harmless fungus that went undetected until it was too late. With modern agricultural know-how, the Irish potato famine could have been avoided. Nonetheless, that famine got some bad press for what Hughes claims to be the world's #1 vegetable. He says the potato is still not properly perceived by the public, but sometimes thinks of it as fattening.
It is less than 1% fat. It is a highly nutritious food. It supplies a lot of the vitamins and minerals that you need in the day, and it's an extremely versatile food. Potatoes are a high-energy food, and we just think that they're wonderful.
True, French fries, potato chips, and other forms of fried potato are cooked in fat, which is not the best thing at excessive amounts in one's diet. But when baked, the potato is almost an ideal food, according to Hughes.
The baked potato has all the nutrients in it, in the potato, and the potato is a complex carbohydrate, so that it releases its energy and growth value slowly. We find that marathon runners now are choosing to take a baked potato before their race.
Besides being baked, fried, or whipped, potatoes can be made into a mash and then distilled into vodka. The Germans even used potatoes as a source of wartime fuel. In fact, says Hughes, Europeans substituted the potato for such things as coffee, butter, and jelly during both the First and Second World Wars. But what's the most unusual potato recipe Hughes has ever come across?
Well, I am enjoying potato pizza, which is mashed potatoes, about 5 ounces, and about 2 ounces of flour. It makes a terrific pizza pie dough, and you can put any topping on it, and it saves about 30 minutes from the normal type of pizza, and it's a lot more tasty.
In the 6 years that he's been running this potato museum, Thomas Hughes has given up his teaching job and become a freelance writer so he can devote even more time to the project. He'd now like to develop a traveling potato show that he could bring around the United States. That's still a ways off, but he has enlisted the support of one potato chip maker in that effort. This is Pete Mobilia.